Hello and welcome back for another episode of my Crusader Kings 2 campaign playing as Sweden. In the last episode we put down a revolt by Jarl Erik the Heathen. He was going to claim the crown of Sweden from me, but he failed. He was joined by Chief of Ingermanland, please forgive my pronunciation, and they are both now languishing in jail. Chief Ord here was recently beaten in a war by myself. We went to war to get him to swear fealty to me and join the Kingdom of Sweden, basically. Unfortunately for him, his first action in this great kingdom was to join a usurper. So, we can disband our armies, we no longer have any use for them, and devise a suitable punishment. So, Chief Ord has one title. He has the County of Ingermanland. We can take that away. Because he is classed as a traitor, he rebelled, we're allowed to take away one title without incurring a relationship penalty amongst our vassals. So I shall do that, casting him out into obscurity. He has no more titles and is no longer able to raise any armies, and therefore is no longer a threat. We can execute him, because we can. This will, however, annoy people slightly, so I'm just going to release him from prison, which will basically, my vassals will think I'm merciful and they will think better of me. So yeah, he's just a member of the court now. Bit of a pagan still. We can't ask him to... Oh no, he's actually left our courts. I can't quite see where he's gone. Upland. Okay, so he's in the court of Jarl Erik. Okay, this gets pretty confusing at times. Jarl Erik, my brother-in-law, I can revoke a title from him, of which he has 3. It's usually best to go for the biggest title. By taking away the duchy, he'll lose control over all of these territories, and all he'll be left with is the County of Upland and the County of Vastmanland. So I'll take away the duchy here. He'll hate me forever, which is pretty much his position to begin with. But yes, that has been taken away. We can demand his religious conversion, which he would do that. He would become Catholic. However, he is going to be a problem. He's a different house to us, so it's not like we want him to succeed in any way. So it would be best for us if we can strip him of more titles. I can't just take them away forcibly without taking a big hit to my opinion. So I think what I'm actually going to do is ransom him. I'll get a nice pile of gold, and he will go back, and because he's so unhappy, I should be able to get him to rebel. And it's actually greatly in my interest to get him to rebel, because each time he does that I can punish him and take away another title, and that's very good for me. Not just me, it's also good for my sons. At the moment I am taking a prestige penalty by having sons who are unlanded, so I'm going to marry off my heir first of all. I got a bit confused when arranging the marriages for my sons and offered one son 2 wives and obviously forgot the other son. Okay, Hakan is pretty much out of the kingdom at the moment. He's off living in Aragon. He's not in line to inherit any of our titles, so we can probably forget about him for now. Inge is currently our heir. I haven't actually nominated an heir yet, but my vassals do prefer him. Let's see if he's the better character. He's younger, which is a plus. Has some fairly decent stats. Eric's much more of a general. He's got a very high martial skill, but not much else going for him. Some not very desirable stats either. Halston's quite the diplomat, and has some fairly average stats otherwise. And he is the guy creating the alliance between Norway and Sweden. So realistically, the choices are between Prince Inge of Sweden, who's already favoured by our vassals, or Halston, the diplomat. I think I'm going to support Inge as my heir. He's younger, so he should theoretically live longer and have the crown for a longer period of time. My vassals seem to like him, and he has a pretty good wife too. With the elective system, your vassals will most of the time support whoever you support as your heir, unless they dislike you. Okay, good, we've increased our relationship between ourselves and the Grand Mayor again. How much is he paying in tax now? Still 8.3. Still a great number of vassals who hate me. I suspect that's for religious differences. Yeah, okay, so let's continue. I can create titles when I have the money. I no longer seem to have a spy master. Not too sure what happened to him. If I was suicidal, I could place Eric as my spy master. He absolutely despises me, however, and the one person you want to like you in this game is your spy master. When it comes to intrigue and making plots against you, if your spy master is on board, then the plot's guaranteed to succeed. So you really want to keep the spy master sweet. Tokay here seems pretty loyal, and yeah, he has the same kind of stats as Eric, so Tokay is my new spy master. I'll have him scheme in the capital, and you can continue converting the populace, starting in Upland. So once again, Prince Eric is trying to get the crown. He's formed a faction, so anybody who agrees with him can join the faction, and eventually they can challenge me. Doesn't seem to have any followers yet. So for now, I'm going to continue with my campaign to claim the de jure Kingdom of Sweden, get the de jure in its entirety under my control. So this is only the one county, so there's two counties here, and Jämtland, who is part of the de jure Kingdom of Norway, so they could have a claim there if I take it. But for now, it's time to declare war on Budulf here. I won't be claiming a holy war because I don't want to bring in the entirety of Finland. My personal levies should be enough, really. Oh no, he's raised 800 troops. That was impressive. So let's get everyone out here. Apart from you. You can't reach here. And I don't want to annoy you. Because you're rich and powerful. Ah yes, Eric. I will find you somebody nice. He still likes me, even though he was in line to be heir, but is no longer. Poor Bertha. She's Dutch, she has a hunchback, and she has a stutter. I'm not surprised that she's a bit paranoid. Oh, Ichinza seems a very nice wife here. She'll get us an alliance with Carinthia. Not sure where that is, but okay, part of the Holy Roman Empire. Yeah, I'd say she's a nice addition to the family. Excellent. My vassals are starting to get a bit unhappy that I've raised their armies. Okay. Chief Olaf of Aland seeks to fabricate a claim on the Duchy of Uppland. So we can try to have him imprisoned. We've only got a 46% chance of success though. If we fail, he will declare war, revolt, and we can then go to war with him and imprison him. But before I do that, I'll just finish off this war with Chief Botulf. Wiping out his army has given us 44% war score already. Fantastic. Okay, yep, more success with our relationship building. It's at 99 now. And he's now paying us 10. That's 82 gold pieces a year. Ah, my heir has had a daughter. One thing that seems fairly unique about Sweden is that there doesn't appear to be many holdings in each county. I've played before with a few games as England. Wow, England is taking a pounding. It seems to be usual to have at least 3 holdings per county. Okay, so we're just waiting for the siege to finish. Ah, Count Vaster, the guy who was offered vassalization at the beginning and accepted, wants my heir to become king already. Okay, and we've upset the Grand Mayor. Okay. There's a talented town crier in Västerbotten who seems able to capture the attention of the peasant rabble in an instant with his commanding voice. You have studied his methods and the pitch of his voice closely, and you expect to do better the next time you have to address a larger crowd of people. Excellent. Gain diplomacy. Okay, and we've noticed a guy trying to jump off a tall building, and the peasants are trying to get him to do it. So we can rush forward to try and stop the suicide, or just ignore it, go on our merry way. Well, let's help. Grab him or talk to him. It's a 50-50 chance of him either leaping to his death, or we can persuade him not to. Well, I want to grab him because knowing this game I'll probably go tumbling over the side myself, so let's see what happens when I talk to him. Okay, we saved him, and the crowd are very unhappy. So we gain another diplomatic point. Excellent. That also achieves our ambition and gets us some prestige. So what's next? Okay, I suppose improving our intrigue would help with our attempt to imprison any plotters, so let's focus on that for now. And in the meantime, let's continue the siege. Or finish the siege, because, as I say, there's only one holding. Oh, it seems the guy we went to war with has died, and Countess Christina has inherited Vasterbotten. Well, either way, we win. And she swears fealty to us now. So yeah, Chief Botolf, who we went to war with, died. Okay, well, stand down the troops. Ah, we can hold a grand tournament. It's going to cost us 200 gold and gain us 100 prestige. I will wait until we have united Sweden under our rule, but I'd like to start building something in Stockholm here. I'm going to build a wooden palisade around the county capital. It's going to increase our levy size and marginally increase our tax income. The level of wall you have in the Iona Castle does determine the types of buildings you can build in there. Oh good, Prince Eric has had a daughter. Lots of daughters here. I do hope somebody will have a son occasionally. Oh, okay. Rather nettlesome neighbour keeps sending me envoys, begging for money or demanding tribute. I feel rather confused about his arbitrary ways, and I'm not sure what I should do. So we can send him some roses and gain some piety. We can nail their hats to their head. We can basically choose to become more pious, more of a holy man, or more of a not so nice man. And yeah, for comedy's sake, let's nail their hats to their head. Wow. Okay, so we've heard of somebody who used to be a spy master. Let's seek him out. Fantastic. We avoided being gutted, and we now have a teacher. Unsurprisingly, the neighbour has been rather quiet since I sent back his servants with hats nailed to their heads. So if I can learn from that and become an impaler, but I'm just going to take the prestige. I should say that CK2 is a bit unique in the sense that it does have a victory condition in one of Paradox's games. The game does keep a running total of your prestige and piety. At the end of the game it will show how you compare to other dynasties of the time. Now, someone's just been imprisoned by Count Faster. Count Faster and I aren't on the best of terms at the moment. He's currently rooting for my son to be king, so it'd be nice to know who he's had imprisoned and why. He doesn't seem to have any titles or family, so perhaps he's as arbitrary as I am. Anyway, Olad, it is time to attempt to imprison you. It's more likely to fail than succeed, this attempt, but we shall see. Oh, hooray, we succeeded. So, pagan, and I'm not able to claim his title, unfortunately. Imprisoning him was punishment enough, it seems. I do have the option of banishing him from the kingdom. I'd still get this penalty hit, to my opinion, but I'd also get a bit of gold as well. You see, there's just so many different options and ways you can play this game, ways you can expand and react to different situations. It's really marvellous. Will he convert? Okay, he's willing to convert to Catholicism. He only has a single county, so he's not a huge threat. Not too sure where it is. Ah, it's over here. It's the bridge between Sweden and Finland. Okay, I'm just going to demand he converts and he'll be released. Excellent. The region is still pagan, but if he's sincere about his conversion, he will go about trying to convert the populace to Catholicism. Okay, so whoever Kettle is, he's been released and has now been made marshal. Okay. Perhaps it's a very harsh induction process. Okay, it's time to declare war on Chief Nyola and get him to bend the knee. So we get 953 troops from the Grand Mayor over here. Should be some inclination of how powerful merchant republics can become. As I was saying, they're absolutely fantastic to have on your side, but if they're not, you have problems. Okay, we become a better commander. Ah yes, I still need to grant land to you guys. I will get round to it. Yep, our opinion's gone up with the Grand Mayor. And Duke Sven, who is my vassal, wishes to fabricate a claim on the Kingdom of Sweden. So he has the Duchy of Östergötland and the County of Narv. Fortunately, I can just ask him to end his plot, so I shall do that and not have to worry. Yep, your wisdom and mercy are legendary, your demand is just, my scheming was obviously misdirected, I hope you will forgive me. I will not forget, so I do not know if that counts as forgiveness. Ah, my intrigue has improved. Another daughter. Wooden Palisade has been completed. Duke Sven favours himself as heir for now. It's the same guy who was previously trying to create a claim on the throne. So we may have to keep an eye on him. Once again, it's just the one holding in the county, so this shouldn't take too long. Unfortunately, the siege has been lengthened. Food has been smuggled into the defenders. Oh. Oh, really? This is interesting. The freeway over in England between William the Conqueror and Harold Hardrada has been won by Harold Hardrada, and as a result he's now asking me to help him fend off Duke William of Normandy and the Count of Cornwall. I know who is the bigger threat. Well, yeah, of course. Mainly because we're not under any threat from Normandy, and, well, a Norwegian Britain is very interesting. Doesn't seem to be going too well at the moment. Quite a bit of southeast England is owned by William, but we shall see how that pans out. I have no interest in getting involved there myself. I just hope to avoid the prestige hit from declining a calls to arms. Okay. So once Sweden is under our control, I'm going to be looking at advancing out towards Finland. The vast majority of the area is pagan, so we will get a holy war casus belli against whichever province we want to take, really. However, as with all holy wars, anybody of that faith can come to the defence of the person being under attack. So we could find ourselves at war with the entirety of the pagan regions here. Whilst that siege is going, I'll just have a look at what I could possibly give away. Kettle's been imprisoned again. Dearie me. Okay, my first son, Eric, I'm going to give you some land. You may have Angorman land, and I'll let you have the lower titles. That includes the parish or the town. You can have that. He'll leave the court. May he live long and prosper. Halston, you may have I'll let you have Smartland here. Ah, was he my court chaplain? I'm not. I guess so. Back to converting the populace with you. And my heir will unfortunately have to wait a while. taken some losses there. Lord Tengil the Liberator has been imprisoned by the Grand Mayor. Who was he? Barony of Ofen. Ah, okay. It seems the Grand Doge here is attempting to expand. He's just imprisoned the owner of the Barony of Ofen. In the meantime, we have completely beaten this guy, so he will now swear fealty to us. His knee is bent. So, that gives us Sweden. Differs some way to the de jure kingdom, in the sense that Norway has a piece of land that should rightfully be ours. And yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Okay, I can actually start to create some titles. That's good for strengthening some of my vassals, if you'd want that for any reason, and just increasing the general prestige you get. I seem to be doing quite fine for prestige at the moment, so what I'm going to do with my kitty of 263 gold is probably going to invest in some buildings. We can build a castle village which will give us 1.5 tax income, which is very useful. But apart from that, I'm just going to be taking the provinces that I own and just doing anything I can to increase the levy size. Build a low stone wall which will increase our entire levy by 5%, so that sounds like a very nice thing to have. And where else do I own? Upland. That's not mine. I have a duchy, that's all. Yes. So that's it really. I've left myself 2 counties, but 2 duchies as well, so I do have influence over the counties in the area. Okay, I shall call this episode for now. Next time I will be focusing on building up the economy in the region however way I can, and then looking at perhaps invading Satakuntans here. Presumably Suomi. Or the High Chief here. Which is the county of Satakunta and the tribe of, well, this region here. Thanks for watching guys, and I shall see you next time. Bye bye.